welcome back to episode 5 of our Call of Cthulhu actual play podcast. Despite serious reservations over Augustus Larkin, who may or may not be involved in quite serious magic, our bold adventurers have decided to step out of Lima in search of the pyramids and promised treasure. With 3 days travel ahead of them, there's the hope for a more relaxing few moments. Surely nothing could go wrong on the road to the Highlands.
Okay, so a recap from last session. Returning from interviewing Larkin in his hotel, you spent Sunday morning preparing your equipment, resting and relaxing in the Hotel Maury with Jackson, sharing stories, beliefs and experiences from your past. Later in the day, Larkin popped in, looking marginally more human than he had earlier, and paid for your rooms, advising you to leave any surplus gear in the one room he had re-rented. He seemed excited for the imminent commencement of his expedition. A truck would be around later for you to load your gear onto. After lunch, Lex received a second telegram from his sports friend back in New York, which was subsequently discovered by Douglas to be a whole lot more than it seemed. Lex was compelled by the mysterious communication to unwittingly and unknowingly place the golden bar artifact he had guarded so diligently since its recovery from the university in the rubbish behind the hotel, to be collected later that evening, it turned out, by a third party. After realising that something was awry and retracing Lex's steps, you were able, after a short search, to recover the artifact before one of Larkin's hired trucks turned up, was loaded and then parked outside the back of the hotel. Using the truck and darkness as cover, Douglas and Lex watched the rear of the hotel and caught a local man who, having realised that he had been rugby tackled to the ground and handcuffed in his attempts to recover what turned out to be a worthless gold-painted iron bar, was quick to name Larkin as the guilty party amid a torrent of Spanish profanities. Larkin, the man claimed, owed him money and had offered him a golden artifact to be collected from behind the Hotel Maury yard as payment. After letting the man go and returning to the hotel, Lex and Douglas woke the rest of you to explain what had happened. Once you're all up to speed, you return to your rooms, determined to get a good night's sleep ahead of the potential exertions of tomorrow's trip. All of you, including even the travel-hardened Jackson Elias, wedged a chair behind your door before sleeping. Okay, so we are on Monday, March the 21st, 1921. You all wake early in anticipation for your journey. Your long trip, 3-day trip you've been led to believe, to the Peruvian highlands. It's about, by the time you get yourself down to breakfast, you're all pretty much the first ones there. Breakfast starts at 7 and you're, as I said, the kind of anticipation for your trip means that you're all down there at about that sort of time. And, that Jackson is the first down, seated in the dining room, hotel dining room. It's quite quiet this time in the morning. He's there reading the local paper. Just join him for breakfast. At which point he says, he brings your attention to, he greets you first. Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you manage to get any sleep?
Surprisingly well, actually.
Yeah, I was the same. After everything that happened yesterday, I expected my mind to be racing, but no, I was pleasantly surprised.
Always rest well before a big game. Big game day today. Can't wait to get going.
Big game indeed. Interesting article in El Purano this morning. He places a newspaper down and points you to an article. If you check out Roll20.
Yeah, I think you might have to read that to us.
Forgive me, gents. I forgot you can't read Spanish, can you?
No problem. I can read that fine. Hey, man. No, I'm lost now. I'm lost now.
I'll just happened to be leafing through, checking to see whether there was anything regarding the strange goings on at the university that had made it into the press. It appears that our friends at the local policia have done a good job of covering that up for now. There's nothing at all about Rizzo's death or any unusual goings on, which, considering what happened, doesn't really surprise me. I can't imagine that the policia would want to be spreading news of them losing a body. Yeah. So anyway, this happened to come to my attention. It says man killed by tram. A man was killed instantly last night in a shocking accident after seemingly stepping in front of a fast-moving tram on Giron and Cache. That's the name of the road. Eyewitnesses state that the man, who was wearing a pinstripe suit and fedora hat and has yet to be identified, had just left Hotel España at around 10 p.m. and was walking alone when, without any warning, he turned and stepped into the road directly in front of the number 12 for Plazuela de Santa Clara. Police are continuing their inquiries whilst the tram driver and a number of passengers are being treated for shock.
That's terrible. Did it say it was an accident, or did he deliberately stepped?
That's all it says. I just read it to you.
Sorry, I was just trying to take it all in.
He goes back to the article again. It says he turned and stepped into the road directly in front of the number 12. The thing that strikes me about it is he bears a striking resemblance to the gentleman that you described, and also it was the Hotel España that initially brought my attention.
Time and place and description.
It's the same. Maybe he was under the same influence that affected you. Yeah.
What do you think? It's just like zombie walking, not real zombies. I know they're not real. Do you know?
Hypnotized.
Hypnotized. Yeah, that's the word. That's what I meant.
There are disturbing parallels with you, Lex, aren't there? That's two people that have appear to have been influenced in to do things against their will.
I mean, I'm feel grateful that Larkin just hypnotized me to put something behind a bin. Do you think he hypnotized this man to walk out into a street deliberately, or just coincidence? Just that tram happened to be coming.
Well,
that's scary. I don't like it. I'm glad we're getting out of Lima. Lima seems
it doesn't make sense unless he met Larkin and then killed himself. Larkin instructed him or hypnotized him into killing himself. Why would?
Well, he just left the hotel.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense though, because
there was nothing about your description of him, Douglas, that suggested that the man was suicidal.
No, that's my point. But if he hadn't seen Larkin yet, Larkin wouldn't have known that he hadn't retrieved the gold. So why would he have instructed him to kill himself before he handed it over?
So it's 10 p.m. So that would be after you apprehended the gentleman.
Yes.
Yeah, so basically, I imagine you'd been pretty pissed off after you finished with him. And what do you think he would have done next?
Well, he would have gone straight to see Larkin.
And I'd imagine he wouldn't have been in the best of tempers. I don't know.
What time did he leave you, Douglas, Lex?
You guys came back into the hotel about 9 o'clock.
I was asleep by 10.
Okay, so there is enough time to have seen Larkin then. Okay.
Is this our fault, Douglas?
No, it's not our fault. It's Larkin's fault.
Oh, okay. That makes me feel better, but not a lot.
Lex, you said that Liam was a bit dangerous. I have a feeling that we may be taking some of the danger with us. What did we decide we were going to do about Larkin?
Well, when we spoke about this last night, the suggestion was that we didn't confront him about this hypnotism until we had left town. Not least because we need him to get us to the pyramid. I think that probably still holds true. But as soon as we are at the pyramid, we need to do something about him, because if he can have this effect on people and control people in this way, none of us are safe.
We need to have our guard up and then certainly make sure no one's left alone with him if at all possible.
Yeah,
no, exactly.
Stick together, team. I mean, our best hope is that he can only do it to one person at a time. And if he tries to do it to any of you, I'll jump him.
Well, that would seem to be that we don't. If he appears to be doing anything to that effect, we don't give him a chance to complete it. So no hesitation.
Yep. Maybe fists, not so much with the bullets, Douglas.
Strangely, that's not something that I tend to do very often. Generally, only when crazy maniacs are attacking me, having just bitten the face off someone. In those circumstances, I think it's allowed.
Just for the record, I don't generally tend to shoot at at my colleagues either, but only when there are large maggot-like things crawling up their leg. Okay, so we just keep an eye on him for now.
I think so, and then we don't question him about the tattoo until it's been exposed to us in a way that we can justify knowing about it.
I agree.
Okay, so having made that decision, you finish your breakfast, and presently at 8 a.m. You see the driver who you saw last night, the pot-bellied, grey curly-haired gentleman wearing a grey and blue poncho. He appears in the lobby of the hotel, and then you can see him chatting to Larkin, who's also just come in. You going to go and meet them?
Yeah, I just have a quick gentlemen. Something occurred to me while I was settling down last night. We don't know how overgrown or difficult to access this pyramid is going to be, and we're not going to have workmen, heavy machinery. Is there anything like explosives that we might need to blow open an entrance or move rocks? Does anybody have any experience with explosives?
No, I'm afraid not.
No, not me.
No.
Might they have some picks and shovels in one of the trucks?
Well, I'm hoping so. I'm just thinking that if it's for removal of heavy debris, but if
Yeah,
none
I mean,
of it's not
explosives don't tend to have. Yeah, from an archaeological recovery perspective.
No. Well, you'd be surprised at some of the things that Egyptologists did in order to get into temples. But yes, no, I agree. That's of last resort. But given that nobody has any experience with such things, I think that would be even more dangerous than it otherwise be.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, Larkin comes striding across out of the lobby into the dining room. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Augustus.
How excited are we?
Very excited.
Very
You
chipper.
slept well?
Yes, not too bad. He doesn't look like he slept at all. Yes, I feel as fresh as I can. I'm certainly better than I was yesterday. Anyway, there's not really any reason to tarry here any longer, is there? I think we better head out, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Is he still wearing gloves?
Yes, he is. He's still wearing the same pair of kind of brownish leather gloves that he was wearing yesterday.
Is he still looking sweaty come slimy?
Yeah, he still looks... He doesn't look quite as sweaty as you have seen him look previously because it's first thing in the morning. But he still looks sallow and not very well.
Okay.
Yep. Anyway, yeah, he kind of strides out with a spring in his step. He does look genuinely excited.
I'm sure.
Shall we head out?
Okay, so you head out into the lobby of the hotel, and then outside there is two trucks now. The driver who's driving the truck that was parked outside the back, who you were told was called Alfredo, he's brought the truck round to the side, and I think you loaded some stuff in, but not all of your stuff, if I remember rightly.
Yeah. I'll put the rest of it.
Yeah, and in front of that truck, there's just across the road, there's another truck parked with its engine idling, and you can see there's a man sitting in that truck with the driver, but he's not got out. And Larkin says, he comes over to you again and says, yeah, so if you just finish on, if you've got anything else to load, then we will be off. I've taken the liberty of having this truck with my good friend Jose, and if you wouldn't mind travelling with Alfredo, there's plenty of room.
No, of course.
Right.
I didn't bring the third truck that I initially hired because without the two expedition members from London, and also without D Mendoza, we probably didn't need the third truck. So we are heading along the coast today. We will head to Pisco first. And then by the end of today, we should we're heading for Nazca. and we should get there by nightfall. So yes, it should be a fairly pleasant trip today. It's all down the coast, reasonable roads, nice view of the South Pacific. So yes, should be all good. The weather looks set fair, so we'll be on our way.
Good stuff.
Once you finish loading up.
Sounds amazing.
How many people can we fit in the cab, and who's sitting in the?
Yeah, so you've got a crew cab. So you've got the front row's got the driver and 2, and then there's another 3 seats behind that.
Okay, perfect. I shall.
Shotgun.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was going to suggest definitely that. And I will sit directly behind the driver.
I'll load the rest of my stuff, but into the same truck that we're going to be travelling in, and I'll sit in one of the back seats.
Okay. So everybody's loading all their stuff in. Where are you putting the gold bar thing?
If it's not on my back, it's by my ankles. Always the same answer.
So it's always in your bag,
Always in my bag.
in your rucksack. Okay.
So yeah, if I'm sitting, it'll be at my feet.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So with the truck, did you say it was 2 or 3 seats at the front? And then 3
So
behind?
there's a driver, and then there's 2 passenger seats in the front,
Yep.
and
Okay.
then there were 3
A
passenger
bench.
seats. Yeah, exactly, on the
Okay.
second row.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
You could join me in the front, Stanton.
Yes, we're more than happy to
You'll
get a
sit
good
next to the
view
driver.
of where we're going. It's quite exciting.
Okay, you're all ready to, and you pull away from the hotel in the center of Lima, and you start heading towards the coast, which is only a short trip before the trucks will then head south and east along the coastal road to Pisco. It appears that as you're kind of chatting away, it appears that your driver doesn't speak any English at all. He just kind of completely ignores anything that he's saying.
Excellent.
Okay, the first leg of the trip to Pisco passes uneventfully, where you stop off and have a small kind of wander about and stretch your legs, bite to eat, and then again you're back on the road. And the afternoon sees you travelling through the Paracas Desert, and then on to Nazca, which is famous for its Nazca lines, Jackson tells you. They're a collection of giant geoliths, which are designs or motifs that are etched into the ground, created by the ancient Nazca culture. They depict various plants, animals, and shapes, and are over 2,000 years old.
I'd be very interested to see those if we could.
You can see them out of the window. As they're pointed out to you. They are just huge drawings that have been sort of like dug out of the earth, and you can imagine seeing them from the air must be an impressive sight. You can't believe how many there are and the size of the area that they cover. But their purpose still remains a mystery. But it's an interesting. Takes you quite a long time to travel through them. Yeah, certainly a lot different to Lima. Anyway, the rest of that day passes uneventfully until you come. You're only maybe a couple of miles outside of Nazca, which is a small city. When you see the truck in front of you pulls off to the side of the road, and your driver does the same, and Larkin. The driver gets down from the truck in front of you and then walks to he starts chatting. Your driver gets out, and Larkin comes to the other side of the truck and says, the light's starting to fade now, as you can see. So we are planning on. There's a village up ahead with a couple of cattle farms that Jose has said he vaguely knows the owner of. So we can probably stay there tonight. Saves us having to try and navigate getting into the city or whatever and trying to find somewhere in there. So we'll stay there if that's okay with you.
No, that's fine. Can't think of any reason not to.
Okay.
It's been a long day. Yeah.
Okay, so you make the final couple of miles along the coastal road, and then up ahead of you, you can see on a hillside is a cattle farm. You can see some Angola cattle with long horns. They're kind of wandering around on the lowlands and across the road. You turn off up a dusty track, and then both lorries pull into the farmyard. You can see quite a lot of kind of barns, hay barns, arranged around the edge of the farmyard. And it's about, by this time, it's probably about getting on for 5 o'clock.
Not so bad.
So no, pleasant enough day. So the drivers kill the engines of the truck, and get out of the truck, and you see that one of the drivers, well, actually, they both head towards what looks like the farmhouse, which is just a couple hundred yards from the yard that you parked in at the moment. Larkin kind of gets out of the truck. You see him kind of he staggers slightly. He looks quite unsteady on his feet as he climbs down. And he sits on a rock. It takes him all his kind of concentration to get from the truck the kind of a few paces to the rock, and he sits down. He looks a bit out of it, to be honest.
This was Alfredo.
Either he's just woken up, or judging by what you saw previously, he might have found himself some more medicine.
Caramba.
It's going to maintain a degree of distance from him.
Okay. So after the farmer has been spoken to, and permission has been gained to stay here overnight, Larkin tells you that you can either sleep in the lorries, or you can use the tents to sleep outside, or you can sleep in there. There's a few hay barns here that aren't used. They've just got fresh hay in, so you can sleep in any of those. There's plenty of places for you to sleep.
Hay barn.
Yeah.
So we all stay together.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think staying in the hay barn. Maybe we'll take a couple of blankets, stay in the hay barn, and maybe try and get on the top or something, so that we've got.
Yeah.
We can't be surprised, and we have a kind of a decent
good
viewpoint.
Vantage point. Yeah.
Okay. The two lorry drivers and Larkin, they make a fire actually, away from the hay barns, funnily enough, in the centre of the kind of open area in between where the two lorries are parked. Cook some food, which you're welcome to. But you say you're just going to keep yourselves to yourselves, are you? Larkin doesn't really seem to be doing anything. He's kind of he climbs back in. He has a bit of food, then he climbs back into the lorry.
If he's not pushing for contact with us,
no,
I think we're happy to stay away from him.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you've eaten. You've secured yourself. Yeah, you've managed to find a hay barn that has hay on it on the top level, which is clean. There's a ladder up, which is easy to climb up. So you're quite happy with where you are. You can look out across the farmyard. You can see where the two lorries are parked, and then you can see currently the glowing fire and there you can hear the chatter of the two lorry drivers in a language that you don't really recognise. It's not Spanish. It must be one of the more
local dialect, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Can we secure the barn doors from the inside?
It's what's kind of an open.
Okay, so it's not okay.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not an animal barn. It's just an open fronted barn with. So.
Okay.
Okay. So as the light begins to fade, what are the plans in terms of? Are you just going to all sleep, or I presume there's going to be
we're keeping guard.
Want some sort of watch involved?
I think we should set a rota for keeping watch. I'm sure there were someone prowling around the hotel in the dead of night in recent days.
Oh, right.
What's that?
I'm sure I heard someone prowling around outside outside my room at least the other night. I thought I imagined it to begin with, but I'm normally quite a light sleeper, and I'm sure I heard someone.
Or perhaps it was the gentleman who met an untimely end with the tram. Maybe it was the first attempt at retrieving the gold.
Perhaps.
But if somebody is watching, then yes, we should keep guard.
Okay. Who's going to guard first?
I don't mind. It's fine.
I'll do the last. I'll do the morning.
I'll take second.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll do third. Just wake me up when it's my turn.
Okay. So
Chess is with us. Yeah.
yeah,
So he can take his own. He can take a turn as well.
I'll do the last. He'll do the last one.
About an hour and a half each. Is that
Uh-huh. Okay. So who was it first?
Lex.
Lex. Okay. Right. The rest of you, once you've digested your food, quite pleasant. You snuggle down under your blanket with the nice, quite comforting smell of fresh hay in your nostrils. Can you roll a percentile dice for me, Lex?
I have rolled 29.
Okay. Okay, your hour and a half passes uneventfully. By the time you've come to the end of your watch, the lorry drivers have gone into the lorry to sleep, and it's just the glowing embers of the fire. The sky is clear, and you can see the myriad of stars. But other than that, and the odd call of the odd animal call, and other sounds of nature around you, you saw nothing at all that was untoward. And actually, it's quite a picturesque and a pleasant scene, really. Very, very, very relaxing. Had it not been for all the things that are on your mind, I'm not sure whether. But yeah, so nothing happens, Lex, in your hour and a half. You'll be glad to know. Okay, and who are you waking up next?
I'll wake up Jacob and tell him what check out the stars. Yeah, guys, so clear here. It's wonderful. I mean, obviously I was paying loads of attention, but it's nice. It's nice here.
It is beautiful. I will get some sleep, Lex, and see you in the morning.
See you tomorrow.
I'll sit somewhere where I've got a view out of the out of the barn, out of the doors.
Yeah. Okay, you move your position on the hay rick into the kind of centre area, where you can, at the top of the ladder, pretty much, where you can see straight out and across the. You can see across the yard, you can see the farmyard ahead, and you can also see the kind of the road that disappears off into the distance. Can you make a percentile roll for me as well?
Stop worrying the donkeys, Jacob.
11. Thank you.
What did you get? 11.
Yeah.
Okay. On your spot hidden, am I right in saying that's a critical success?
You are, yeah.
Or an extreme success, even. Okay. Jacob, you've been on watch for maybe half an hour or so, enjoying the scenery, listening to the insects chirping, gazing at the stars. When suddenly a slight movement catches your eye out in the yard, and your gaze is drawn swiftly to the back of one of the lorries, not the lorry that you were travelling in, but the other one. And you are almost certain that you see somebody get out of the back of the lorry, not from the cab, but out of the back through the canvas.
How close am I to that?
From where you are at the moment, you're about 30 yards away.
I'll watch for a second, just see what they're doing first.
If you saw something, it's that whatever they are, they must be now behind the lorry. So you kind of you strain your eyes. It's dark-ish, but because of the fact it's it's cloudless and there's lots of stars out, it affords you a reasonable amount of light. You now can see a figure moving fast away from the lorry, across the farmyard towards the road. It's moving. It's quite a athletic, lithe-looking figure, moving quite quickly. Because of and you're sure, you're almost sure that you get the kind of outline of a wide-brimmed hat that it's wearing as well.
But they're heading away from
the farm, back down the track that heads to the main road.
Is anyone near enough to give her a nudge and wake up?
Yeah,
who's nearest.
Yeah, you're all pretty close. You're all sleeping within kind of 10 feet of everybody. So
I'm just going to nudge whoever's closest at random, and then I'm going to follow. Well,
It's
I'm gonna
Lex.
follow.
Lex is the closest one to you.
I'm just going to nudge him awake, and then start moving toward the lorry. I don't want to let them get too far ahead.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep fairly quiet.
Lex, you're suddenly woken up by Jacob, who then, without saying anything, just climbs down the ladder, and you see him heading away. Haystack, what are you going to do?
I curse gently under my breath and follow him.
Okay, Jacob, you get to the bottom of the ladder and move out of the open hay barn and across to the truck.
Yeah.
When you get close to the truck, you can hear the snoring of you presume it must be the driver. Really quite heavy, noisy snoring. What are you going to do?
Can I see the figure that headed toward the road still?
Yeah, you can just about see him. He's just about inside, but he's quite a long way ahead of you. He's had quite a long. He's moved off at quite a speed, and obviously you've had to climb down out of the hay barn as well. So yeah, he's got a fair distance on you already.
I'm not going to follow. I'm just going to watch. If he goes out of sight, he goes out of sight.
Yeah, I mean, just heads down the little trail that he came up in the lorries, and then you can just at the periphery of your vision, you can see him heading off down the road towards, well, you guess towards the town.
The lorry, was it sort of? I think, was it all bound up? You know, I think, didn't you say before that it had it could be tied off to close?
Yeah,
it?
they're not tied off at the moment because you've been getting
Right.
stuff in both out of the back of both lorries. So he just clambered out of the back. Lex, you kind of walk up behind Jacob, you can see him standing next to the back of the lorry, with looking out into the distance.
Just stand next to him.
I'll gesture. I'll gesture to point back at the barn and just start moving. And put my fingers on my lips and start moving back to the barn and urge and indicate for Lex to follow.
Okay.
Okay. Give a shrug and follow.
You go back into the barn.
Lex, I wanted you to watch my back, which is why I woke you. I was woken during not woken. I was alerted to something I heard as I was on watch. I saw a figure get out of the back of the lorry. It wasn't Alfredo. It wasn't Jose. It wasn't Larkin. I don't think either. It was someone in a wide-brimmed hat.
At the back of Larkin's lorry.
Yes. My first thought was de Mendoza, but to be honest, I couldn't tell who it was. But the hat put me in mind of him immediately. He headed off at some pace. I didn't think I'd be able to follow him stealthily enough. It looked like he headed toward the road and perhaps the village.
Okay. Doesn't feel like there's much that we can do.
No.
Immediately. Maybe I'll stay up with you for the rest of this watch.
Thank you.
Okay, you're going to stay up for the rest of the watch?
Yeah. Was it Stanton next, Lex?
Yeah.
We'll wake Stanton at the end of the watch.
Okay.
And,
the rest of the watch passes uneventfully. Stanton, it's you feel that hand on your shoulder waking you from your slumbers.
I'll tell Stanton what I saw and suggest that he pay particular attention to the lorry in case our visitor returns.
Yeah, that is quite worrying indeed.
Well, in all honesty, Stanton, I couldn't tell who it was. It was just the hat that put me in mind of Mendoza straight away.
That's definitely untoward happening here. I'll keep my pistol ready.
Okay. So you're watching for an hour and a half, aren't you? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not scared at all. No.
Okay. Can you make a spot hidden roll for me, please?
Just.
Did you pass?
Yep, it's a standard pass.
Okay.
A regular pass.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So your watch passes uneventfully, Stanton, much to your pleasure. You feel like the hour and a half takes about 8 hours to pass, and you kind of jump at every shadow and every animal noise, but nothing untoward. Fortunately, shows its face. So,
Right, I'll carefully crawl over, walk over, then bend down and wake up Douglas. And then once he is awake, I'll quietly whisper, Jacob saw, or what he told me.
I shall nod.
But I've not seen anything since. There's no movement by the truck.
What was that noise?
Yeah, you just kind of look out and you
Okay.
see what looks like a big cloud of some sort of large insects that are hovering by the in the farmyard.
Are they just hovering there, are they?
Yeah, momentarily.
And they've moved on.
Yeah, you can't see them anymore. They look like maybe wasps or bees or something. They're pretty big, but no, they're gone.
Fine. Okay. Things are starting to get a little peculiar. I will take a pair of binoculars from my backpack and I will settle down and just watch. And I will use the binoculars periodically to scan the road that the figure disappeared down.
Okay, right. So you got your binoculars. So can you make a spot hidden roll with a? You get a. Okay, no, it's fine. I'll work that out myself. But you're using binoculars, so that's good.
Okay. That is a fail.
What did you get?
65.
Okay. Because of the fact that you well, you can push the roll if you like. I'll give you because you're using your binoculars. I think I'll allow you to kind of to push the roll without. I can't really see that there's going to be any particular penalties to that. It's just the fact that you actually, you are scanning the horizon with your binoculars to the point of not really paying attention to anything else.
Right. Well, if I'm just sort of checking, the road and examining that. So what? You know what? I don't know what pushing the roll gets me.
Basically, it just means you can roll again. But
Okay.
But if you fail, there might be a bad consequence.
That I'll probably fall out of the the lot.
Something like that, or you drop your binoculars, or something like that.
Yeah, I am gonna push it.
Okay.
71 worse.
Okay. Yeah. So exactly what you thought might happen. You're kind of leaning forward to get a better view. You kind of readjust your position to try and you lean the binoculars onto one of the stanchions of the barn to try and fix it there, and they unfortunately just drop out of your hand, and kind of fall all the way to the ground.
I hope they didn't break. That would be annoying. Okay. I'll climb down the stairs and go and down the ladder and go and retrieve them.
Okay.
Hope they landed in some hay.
Can you make a luck roll, please?
God. Oh, stormed it. 10.
Okay, yeah. So they did land in some soft landing, hay, vegetation. So they're not damaged. So yeah, you're lucky with that. And can you roll a d20 again, a percentile dice again for me, please? You retrieve your binoculars.
25.
Okay. As you get to as you bend down, and as you're examining your binoculars to make sure they're not damaged, hear a crunching sound, very very light crunching sound, like potentially a footstep behind you. You spin round. You don't see anything other than kind of the flap at the back of the lorry that Larkin's travelling in, like just blowing in the slight breeze. What are you going to do?
Going to turn my mic back on. That's what I'm going to do. I am going to climb back up the ladder, and I will give Jacob a nudge. In fact, I'm going to give everybody a nudge.
You think it's about kind of? You reckon it's probably about between 3 and 4 o'clock now. Well, you can look at your watch. It's 4 o'clock. You tried to guess by the stars, but then see how accurate you were.
Oh dear.
What is it, Douglas?
I thought I heard a footstep. I didn't see anything, but it's possible that whoever left the truck has now returned. I thought it wise to go and investigate on my own. If it's de Mendoza's accomplice, or God help us, de Mendoza himself, not something that I would want to do without backup. So do we investigate, or do we assume that he's just along for the ride for now?
I'd like to have a look in the back of that truck while Larkin's not around. I think one of us should. How far is the truck from the barn?
about 30, 40 yards away.
If we go mob-handed, we're more likely to be overheard. But I wonder if one of us should go with the others, providing backup.
It's a long way to sprint if, let's say theoretically.
You woke up. You say you woke everybody up, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, everybody. Sorry, yeah, everybody else is all awake. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Cool.
Yeah.
No, I just suggest, Douglas, a few of us hang back, not necessarily stay in the barn. I just think if we all go mob-handed, the chances are we'll make too much.
That's fair. But then equally, if somebody jumps out of the truck, then it's
What's the distance to the truck?
30.
between 30 to 40 yards.
It's not very far.
It's
Yeah,
far
maybe.
enough. It's far enough.
Maybe if-
I'm happy to go ahead, but perhaps if you could try and stay within 10, 15 yards.
Or 2 people go to the truck, one opens, one a torch already, and then 3 of us wait in the barn.
Well, don't forget, obviously you've got Larkin and the driver asleep in the front.
That's true. Well, how about then Stanton, myself, and Jesse wait at the entrance to the barn. Jacob and Lexi go and investigate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. What is it we're hoping not to find in the truck?
Well, we're hoping not to find anything. But if we have a stowaway or somebody who Larkin has invited but didn't want us to know about, then better to discover them now than when we are further into the mountains.
True. Very true. Okay. I'm happy to take. Jackson gets his revolver out.
I'm going to
That's
get
not-
my revolver out and tuck it into my belt at the back.
Yeah. Pistol's going to be no use at this range. But yeah.
I'll have my pistol ready and a torch in the other hand.
Oops.
That was me.
Put the safety on.
Shit! Oh God! I just shot myself. That's ruined the element of surprise, isn't it?
That's what happens when you push it.
Yeah.
I failed spectacularly to tuck the gun into my belt.
Right. So we got Jacob and Lex going to the truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Are you going to try and You try and creep across the truck? or-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Lex, can I have stealth rolls from you both then, please?
I have
Nailed it.
You succeeded.
I have succeeded.
That's one massive tick for you, Lex.
Sadly, Lex, I think I've just ruined it for both of us.
You stay there, Jacob.
I just I knew I shouldn't have brought my tambourine with me.
Okay. I'm gonna give. Yeah, that's fine. So-
Walking along with symbols on his knees.
What did you get?
85.
Okay. So Lex, you both you and Jacob are moving as quietly as you can towards the truck. You don't. It's not bad enough, so you know that you failed. So you don't know that whether you've made any noise or not. What are you going to do when you get? Who's going ahead? What's the plan? What are you going to do?
I was going to go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, you get to the truck. You're at the back of the truck now. You can hear the snoring of the driver quite loudly. The bass rumble of his rhythmic snoring.
I'll just pause a second and have a listen, just in case I can hear anything else.
Okay, I'll roll this. No, you can't really hear anything. It's difficult to hear anything over the loudness of the snoring from this distance.
I'll point. I'll get Lex's attention, point at myself, and then point at the back of the truck, and then I'll try and stealthily climb up, just to peek over into the truck through the flap.
Okay, so you're just gonna climb at the back of the truck and then just pull the flap to one side and poke your head in to have a look.
Yeah.
Okay. You climb up onto the back of the truck. You part the canvas as quietly as you can, and you look inside. Did you say you were going to shine a torch inside?
No.
Okay. You can't really. There's obviously not a massive amount of light that's coming in from outside. Although your eyes kind of become accustomed to the interior of the truck relatively quickly. It looks quite almost identical, really, to your truck. So gear everywhere, crates and tools, tents, big fuel tanks. The very same large chest in the center. But no, it looks almost identical to yours, and you don't see anything in here other than tools and storage and tents and other mountaineering and wilderness equipment that you'd expect, really.
Is the driver in the cab, or?
Yeah, the driver and Larkin. You can hear the driver snoring, but you can't really see him from here because there's like another bit of canvas that comes down behind the cab.
Whilst Jacob's in the cab, I'll turn somewhere in the truck. I'll turn somewhere back into the truck, so I'm looking if anyone's coming to.
Okay, so you're looking back towards your friends in the hayrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the cab of the truck where they're asleep accessible from the back?
Yeah,
I'm worried about using a torch in the light
No, there's
them.
there's like there's like a canvas bit that drops down behind it, so it completely cuts off from a being able to see perspective, but it's not a solid barrier. If you see what I mean?
I'll use my torch then,
Okay.
carefully in case I can see something with that I might have missed.
Okay, can you roll up spot hidden for me?
Yes, that's an ordinary pass.
Ordinary success, 46. Okay. Yeah, you notice you shine the torch around the bottom of all around the lorry, quite noticeable, which is right next to where you are almost is one in the kind of there's a very fine layer of like dirt and another kind of detritus on the bottom of the lorry as you'd expect, but you can actually see two really plain footprints that are right next to so it looks like and actually stood on the back of the truck before moving further inside. So they're a lot fresher than a lot of the other disturbances in the truck, and you can see that the thing that really makes them stand out is that the color of the footprints is kind of like a reddy soil, which is different to a reddy kind of almost like clay-like soil, which is different to anything else in the truck. So it's fresh and it's different. That's pretty much what comes to your attention. Clay-like isn't right. It's just like a reddy kind of sandy, gravelly kind of soil.
I'm going to pull back and climb back down to join Lex. I'll whisper to Lex to see if I can't see any. Shall we head back?
Okay.
We'll head back to the barn.
Okay. You head back to your colleagues at the barn.
I'll report back. I said I couldn't see anything untoward in the back of the truck. It looks very similar to ours in terms of equipment. I have to admit, I didn't go in. I was concerned about disturbing Larkin and Alfredo in the cab. But what I did see was a pair of recent footprints. Someone had entered the truck. They were a red, sandy, gravel-like soil, which doesn't look like the soil here. I wonder if it was our friend with the wide brim hat returning. I was a little concerned that he might be hiding in there, but I didn't relish the prospect of going in, gentlemen. I'll be the first to admit.
Well, was there anywhere in there that he could have been hiding?
Possibly. There was a large trunk.
Like the one that's in our lorry.
That big enough to put a person in?
Yeah, it's 6 foot long.
Crikey.
All right, so it's literally a coffin-sized trunk.
Yeah, it's a massive trunk.
That the vampire's definitely not in, gentlemen. And he sleeps in his own, in the soil of his home country, hence the red soil. If there's red soil inside that trunk, then he sleeps in it. Then my name's not Bram Stoker.
So I don't know about you, gents, but I'm beginning to get a little bit nervous about our potential travelling companion.
Well, I was already, but this is doing nothing for my my
Were
nerves.
the footprints going into the truck or coming in?
The two that Jacob saw, the fresh, were going back into it. There might have been others, but because the truck is quite dirty on the bottom, it was just so happened that those were two that were quite obvious.
So that dirt has come from somewhere around here, down the possibly.
Well, I'm not proposing we do anything tonight, but in the morning, why don't we have a look?
Search the truck and that chest.
Yes. I mean, if there's nothing untoward there, then Larkin shouldn't mind. We just say that we're just checking the what equipment we've got available.
And if Larkin does mind, that will be instructive in itself.
Exactly. So we'll wait till the morning. We'll continue to keep watch.
Okay. So is it back into the hay barn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You spend the rest of the night sleeping and watching. Nothing further of note happens. The sun rises and morning comes. The lorry drivers again are up pretty early. Alfredo and Jose, they're out. They've relit their fire. It's a bit chilly in the morning, but it warms up quickly. They light the fire, ready for cooking breakfast.
Is Larkin out yet?
Yeah, Larkin gets out again. He looks like he's been sleeping for about a week. He kind of stumbles out and wanders over towards you. Morning, gentlemen. I trust that your accommodation was to your liking.
It was surprisingly comfortable, Augustus.
Yes,
Yes. Bars are beautiful. It's wonderful, really.
Comfortable, dry.
It's lovely being out in the unpolluted air, isn't it? Very. It's good for the soul. Good for the soul. Yes, very good. Anyway, we'll just have a spot of breakfast and then we'll be on our way. If that's all very well with you.
Excellent. So no stopping points during today's travel? What can we expect to see?
Yes, so today we are heading along the coastal road, continuing to our next destination, which is Kamana. It's a straight journey, nothing really of note, but a beautiful drive. The road goes very close to the shore here, and there's some breathtaking views on the way. So yes, we are. I booked us into a kind of hotel, I suppose, in Kamana, and we will then travel tomorrow from there directly up into the mountains, and should reach Puno by tomorrow evening.
Excellent.
I was amazed by those pictograms at Nazca yesterday.
I know they are quite something to behold, aren't they? I'm told that they are amazing to see from above.
I'd certainly like to stop by on the way back. I mean, the ones that we saw on the sides of the hills, just huge. And
yes, they are mysterious. Nobody's never really understood why they are there. But yes, like you said, very, very impressive indeed. It's a beautiful country. The scale of it and the wonder never ceases to amaze me.
While the conversation is going on, I'll say, "Excuse me, gentlemen, call of nature," and I'm just going to slip away.
Okay.
So Augustus, would it be possible, do you think, on the way back, that we could stop off again at these at Nazca and have a further look at these images?
Of course, I believe there are some locals there that do balloon trips that allow you to see them from a better vantage point. So maybe we could spend some of our well-earned treasure on a trip. Of course, yes.
Wow, that would be absolutely incredible. I'd certainly like to try that.
Yes, well, we'll definitely do that. Definitely. I think we will deserve some leisure time after this.
I'm not sure I would count going up in a balloon as leisure time, but
I'm sure it's safe. I may have to see if I can purchase a camera, maybe in Kamana when we're there. Didn't really think of that.
Didn't bring a camera with you?
Well, I don't own one. I'm embarrassed to say.
Meanwhile, whilst you're talking to Larkin, what are you doing, Jacob?
I'm going to go. I need the toilet, but I'm going to go and try and find a shovel in the back of the lorry, so
In
I
the
can
back of...
clean,
in the
tidy
back-
up after myself. But
Okay.
in the meantime, I'm going to have a look in that trunk if I can.
Okay, you head towards the back of the lorry, and Larkin turns around and says, "Excuse me there. Please, I meant to mention, no, not in the back of my lorry. I'm rather particular about that. There are plenty of things in your lorry that there's nothing I have that you don't."
Well, I appreciate that, Augustus. It's just your lorry is a little more convenient than ours, so I'll go and get a shovel from ours.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to say earlier. I am a little funny with my things. So yes, I like my own privacy, my own space.
No, it's no problem at all. Sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. It's me that should apologise. Can come across as being antisocial, I understand, but we all have our little foibles, don't we? Anyway, I will leave you to breakfast, and we will be off in half an hour or so. He goes back over to his lorry, starts chatting away to the drivers.
Move over to our lorry. Well,
I think we just tick that box.
Sorry, I was trying to keep him distracted, but he's obviously got one eye on his beloved truck.
He is fully focused, not distracted.
Right. So, why do I feel like we are allowing ourselves to be drawn to the slaughter? So we've now got somebody who we believe has the ability to hypnotize people into doing things that they are not aware of, even to the extent of sending them to their own death, and potentially a stowaway at best, a murderer's accomplice at worst, an undead being who I previously shot in the face and appears to be still be running around. This does not seem like the kind of group that I wish to be heading into the mountains with.
No. Whilst I do not believe that it's
I don't believe it's de Mendoza either.
No,
but I'm saying that
whoever. Let's be honest. Something is in that truck that Larkin doesn't want us to see. It's likely to be somebody, and that somebody isn't going to be somebody who's going to make our lives any more pleasant.
Exactly. So, do we bring things to a head now, or do we wait until we are at the pyramid?
Well, we've got three choices. We can either bring. Well, we've got four choices. We can either bring things to a head now, wait till we get to Puno, wait till we get to the pyramid, or not do anything. I have a feeling waiting to the pyramid would be my least favourite option, because once we're there in the middle of nowhere, that's probably not the best time to.
If we bring things to a head now, we're just going home. It's over.
Perhaps
I want to see what Larkin's so precious about in the back of that truck.
Well, perhaps we could ask him to, before we do that, and I'm inclined to agree. What do I want? I want to go to the pyramid.
Yeah.
However, do not want to go to the pyramid with Larkin or whoever is in the back of that truck. So if we can get Larkin to talk to us now about exactly where we're going and how we're going to find pyramid. So once we have that information, then we can proceed with confronting him. But until we have that information,
should we wait until Larkin's separated from the truck when we're where we stay next, and then perhaps one or two of us try and gain access to the back of the truck and see if we can learn a little more before we confront him?
If there's somebody in there, then you're going to see them, and then that's going to.
Well, they may not be in there if we're in a town or a city.
Yeah, we can't do it here. We'll be completely stranded if we do it here. Wait till we get to Puna.
Well, we're not so far from the beaten track that we couldn't find our own way back, are we? We just follow the road.
Well, we've still got the trucks and the drivers.
Yeah. Perhaps we speak to Larkin about now is the time that he tells us how we find the pyramid. We're all here together. He should explain to us. He's not a well man. If for any reason he's taken ill, we need to be able to find the pyramid. If he's incapacitated, he needs to share that information. We'll just approach it on that basis. That is the information we need from him before we do anything about the back of the truck or his tattoo or his other abilities. We need that information.
I agree with you, but just to repeat something that I did mention previously, which may or may not make any difference, but I potentially do have another source of information about the exact nature of the pyramid.
Yes, I remember you saying yes.
If we can get to Puno, a wise woman, a Yatiri by the name of Naira, she could potentially have found the location for me. That's a backup plan.
Well, on that basis, I mean, we could probably find our way there from here, could we not? It's a day's drive. I mean, there can't be that many roads.
There isn't no other alternatives. There's a main road from here to the city that we're going to at the end of today, Kamana. Here to Kamana, and then from Kamana, there's only one road to Puno.
There you go. So
it's just a case of getting the transport.
Well, let's confront him now.
Just before we do that, so the aim here, Douglas, is to try and get the location of the pyramid, is it?
To start with, and depending on how that successful that is, or regardless of how successful that is, we then confront him about what's in the back of the truck. And boy, won't we feel stupid when it turns out that he's just really fussy about who uses his shovel.
But what is in the back of the truck? A big trunk?
We think
I don't know how we can. I don't think how we can approach this. And
well, no, we would just go and look in. We look in there. We tell him that we're going to look in there. I mean, at that point, the whole thing explodes. But this is going. We're walking ourselves into a trap.
I'd like to see if I could persuade Larkin to disclose the location of the pyramid.
Sorry, I keep saying that.
Without having to be too confrontational.
It just feels like you're aiming to be really confrontational, Douglas.
I'd rather try a more an approach which is a little gentler, a little more friendly to begin with.
No, you misunderstand me. I'm not suggesting that we torture the man for the information. I'm suggesting I'm suggesting that we speak to him initially, and the end game is to find out what he knows and to find out what's in the trunk. And if it goes that way, then so be it.
Sorry. If it goes the way of torture, so be it.
If it goes the way of it turning more aggressive, then so be it. This is a man who has
he didn't want us getting a spade out of his truck.
Well, Lexi, can I remind you that we think he's already killed one man and has already hypnotized you into relinquishing possession of the gold.
Can I suggest, gentlemen, first we agree on what we're trying to achieve here, and then, having agreed on that, we discuss how we're going to go about it. We want to know where the pyramid is. Is that the first objective? And what's the best way of achieving that? I favour a more amiable approach. I'm used to dealing with, as you know, I'm an art dealer. I'm used to dealing with people. I'd like to see if I could persuade Larkin to disclose that information without being too confrontational about it.
That's absolutely fine.
If it fails, and we can revert to a different plan. But
Señor, 10 minutos. Señor, 10 minutos. We've got 10 minutes.
Can I try out my own gentleman with Larkin? I'd just like to try just a...
Yes, you will have absolutely no disagreement from me. I wasn't suggesting, as I said, that we strong arm him. I was suggesting that we try to find out. So please feel free.
Although we did decide that leaving, we weren't going to do anything on our own.
Well, it's daylight. There's plenty of other people around. I just wonder if I have a chat with him.
If he has the ability to hypnotise people, then you shouldn't be sitting there discussing things with him. There needs to be two of you.
All right. Well, who's coming with me? I think there's no time like the present.
Well, Lexi seems...
Go on, Stanton.
Yeah. Stanton, I think.
He's got a gentle face.
I'm going to go and see Larkin. I'm going to try and charm him into being a little bit more open.
Okay,
And
he
then-
sat in the cab. Okay, you kind of look up at him. He's kind of gathering his blankets and stuff together.
Are you ready, Augustus?
Yeah, sure. Just 10 minutes, and I think we're away. Are you all ready?
I am looking forward to the day. How about you?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Yes. The closer we get, the more excited I am.
Well, I can understand that. We were discussing how important this is to all of us, and how grateful we are, Augustus, for allowing us to participate in the expedition. I don't think we've really said how grateful we are.
No, it's fine. I mean, I am equally as grateful. This expedition wouldn't be able to happen without you and the others. So yes, no need to dwell on that point.
I have to say I'm excited at the prospect of discovering some gold as well.
Well, yes, that's the main thing, isn't it? Really, I mean, who isn't excited at being rich, as well as the fame we'll get for the discoveries, of course, from an archaeological perspective.
That's the success of the Larkin expedition.
The Larkin expedition. I like the sound of that. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes.
I'm excited at the prospect of seeing the pyramid for the first time. How long will it be before we arrive?
Well, as I said, from here, you mean? Well, we've got today and then tomorrow to Puno, and then from Puno, it's, from my calculations, around about 3 days. That's going to be the hardest part. That's going to be mainly on foot, and obviously with pack animals as well. That's going to be the hardest part of the journey. But yes, so we're looking at 5 days, which is, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that long, is it? Why do you ask?
As I say, I'm keen to see the pyramid for the first time. I've thought about little else for the last few days.
Yes, I must admit my sleep has been troubled by it. Too excited, you see. But it will not be long. Once we get to Puno, the time will pass, and then we will be there.
And can you show me where on the map the pyramid is, Augustus? I really can't. My geography isn't terribly good, and I'm not familiar with Puna and the other places. Perhaps you could help bring it to life a little for me.
Okay. Did you say you're trying to use your charm skill for this?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right, so hold on, make a charm roll then.
That is an ordinary success.
Okay. He says, he looks, he kind of smiles and says, "Yes, of course." And he reaches down for his for a map which is next to his seat, and then he turns and says, "Oh, a nice try. Sorry, no, of course not. Like I said to you previously, I can't show you exactly where the pyramid is. I can't do that at this stage. You just have to trust me, my friend."
Of course not. Of course, Augustus, I do. But could you perhaps just help me with the general vicinity, just so I have an idea of where we're heading? Not the specific location. I'll trust you with that.
It is. It's just southwest of the far southwest tip of Lake Titicaca. He points roughly on the map to where you've already been shown where it is. Just in the mountains here in this vicinity. He points basically within a kind of couple of 100-mile radius around Puno.
Okay. Well, I'll have to keep imagining it for the next few days, won't I, Augustus? So
I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise. Do not worry. I have it all stored up here, he says, tapping his head.
I don't doubt it. Well, I think we'll be holding the drivers up, so I'll leave you to finish packing, Augustus.
Of course, yes. I will see you at lunch.
Enjoy the journey.
And you.
I'll come back and tell the others he wasn't biting. I think I nearly had him, but he really does not want to disclose that information. I think we'll have a job getting it out of it. I wonder if our only means of finding the pyramid is to stick with Larkin for a little longer.
If everything is as we think it is, then Larkin knows that he knows that potentially we know, because if he thinks that the man has spoken about him, the guy that was supposed to be picking up the bar. So it's a game of bluff and double bluff. He needs us and we need him.
Just can I interrogate that a little further? We need him for obvious reasons. We want to find the pyramid. He knows where the pyramid is. Just thinking about it from the other side, what does he need so much from us?
Well, he needs us because the whole point of us being here is that he needs somebody to help him with his expedition, because none of the locals would go. He can't go up into the mountains on his own.
It's not healthy enough, is he?
None of the locals will travel with him because they're superstitious of the area.
Seems a little odd. He can't trust us though.
Oh, he doesn't, does he?
He doesn't.
So
But-
why is he?
Well, exactly. That's
sticking
exactly
with
the point. Whatever he wants us to go to that pyramid for is driving him to such a
That's
degree
what worries me.
that he doesn't care that he knows that we don't trust him, and that we've kind of took against him.
It terrifies me that he perhaps needs or wants something more from us than merely a few extra pairs of hands for an expedition.
Well, what it does say is that however this ends, he's sufficiently confident that he can dispose of us once we're no longer of any value to him. Now, he's a weak and feeble man, which means he must have other means.
Yeah, I think he wants us both.
We've seen some of his other means already.
Well, exactly so.
Yeah. I think he does want us for both brawn and brain. If there are problems in getting into the require academic investigation.
Right, gentlemen, what's changed in the last 5 minutes? Are we saying that we continue to travel with him in full knowledge of the fact at some point we will no longer be any value to him, and he may, in some way or other, bring about our demise? Are we sufficiently confident that we can play him better than he can play us? Or do we address this issue now and bring it to a head?
By bringing it to a head, we're saying that we're going home. We might not even bother talking to him. We're just going to go home.
No, that's not what we're saying at all, because...
he's not going to tell us.
No, but Jesse says that we have a fallback plan, that he has a contact who may know where the pyramid is.
Yeah, I do, Lex. The wise woman in Puno, if we can get to her, I'm pretty certain we'll have a good idea where it is. We don't necessarily.
We don't need him at all.
We don't need him really, which is what.
How far away are we from Puna?
2 days travel. Maybe we just sit tight until Puno and then confront him. And then we're already there.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's what you said, wasn't it, Alex?
Yeah.
And we may be safer in a city.
Are we? What if there's there is de Mendoza's accomplice there and in there?
The only thing about Puno, and I think you're about to say this, is that if we are right that this death cult is where we are, that I know that they're more active up in the mountains around Puno than they are down here.
Yeah, we have the advantage here of there are more of us, and also should things go badly, then we wouldn't be in the same situation that we were when de Mendoza was killed. I see no police around here. It would end badly for us if things go south when we're in a town.
I'll go with the majority, gentlemen, but I'm inclined just to stick with Larkin a little longer, at least until Puna.
Well, the trucks are starting up now, so you basically.
Well, that decision has been made for us, then, hasn't it?
At least for today.
Well, yeah, for today we're just travelling along the coast road anyway.
Yeah.
To the next major town city. It's Kamana, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
And then from there up into the hills. So at least today, nothing strange should happen. Reason. And then tonight again, we post wherever we say.
Well.
Okay, you get back in the trucks.
He's going to be suspicious that we already know that there's something in the back of the truck because we've just tried to get in it. So.
Perhaps we can obtain transport expedition equipment in Puno.
Well, we've got all the expedition equipment here if it comes down to it.
Okay, as the lorries make their way off down, you head down the kind of the track that you came up off the main road, and you haven't travelled very far down the main road when you see some more trails heading off, and the signpost to the village, and you can see it as the as the trail heads off up away from the main road, main coastal road, there is that kind of red rocky soil, which is that's definitely the same coloured soil. So you figure from that they must have been heading in the direction of the town.
I'll just point that out to everyone else as we go past.
Well, maybe he went to meet one of his contacts.
I've got a Sirenscape host error, whatever that means. That's something wrong at their end, isn't it? I presume.
Yeah, we've got no. Yeah,
Yeah, let's try it one more time. Yeah, I'm just trying to restart it. Am I still sharing the? No, it's gone, isn't it? Now?
No,
It's
it's
gone.
gone now.
Yeah, hold on. I think I'm back on. Should be back live now.
Yeah, we've got no sound out of it there.
No, I'm just trying to see if.
I got that.
Okay, we're back now. Okay, so heading down the road. Yeah, so like I said, you see the road leading off the main road. So you figure that's where the individual went, if there is an individual. The rest of the day passes uneventfully. You travel all the way down the coast. As Larkin said, the truck ride is very, very pleasant. The view across the South Pacific is amazing. The sky is blue. There's not a cloud in the sky, and you travel uneventfully until you reach your destination, which is Kamana. At which point you head towards a small motel, kind of hotel on the outskirts of the city. And again, the lorries pull up. You're gonna, and obviously you will go in. Is there anything you want to do during the? Just going to go to sleep.
No.
Okay. Right. Okay. So we're just going to go to their allotted room and sleep. Everybody's got a room in this kind of fairly rundown, not particularly nice edge of town hotel in Kamana.
Are we all in the individual rooms?
Yeah, you've got individual rooms. Yeah.
How secure are they?
Yeah, they don't look particularly secure. You look at the doors, and the locks. Some of them, they've all got locks on, but you can see that there's the lock on some of the doors. They may be replaced like 4 or 5 times, and you can see all the different holes in the door where different locks have been kind of taken off and put on. So yeah, they're not particularly secure, but they do have locks.
Perhaps we should double up. Sure.
Larkin says, "Is everything okay with the rooms?"
No, more than adequate. Thank you.
Good. Well, I'm going to hit the hay, so I will see you all in the morning.
Sleep well. Good night.
Okay, he goes off to his room. The lorries are parked literally outside the front of the hotel.
Well, there's not a lot of opportunity to go and have a look in the trunk this evening.
Shall we give it a little time for Larkin to either sleep or self-medicate and before having a look?
Do any of the rooms overlook the truck?
Yeah, there are 2 on the ground floor that overlook the trucks. They're all ground floor rooms that you've got. Larkin has one upstairs.
Does his overlook the trucks?
Yeah. So you've got 2 people can be in the front 2 rooms that you can look out directly onto the kind of front where the trucks are parked on a verge in front of the hotel.
So maybe if we do double up in these rooms overlooking the trucks, one person sleeps and one watches.
Yeah.
Is Larkin's light on in his room?
For both rooms.
You're going outside. I mean, he's gone upstairs now, and so you'd have to either go. You can go out the front and have a look. See.
Yeah. Is it dark?
Yeah, it's dark now.
Yeah. I'll go and poke my head out.
Okay.
And have a look.
You go and have a wander out. Okay. How long have you left it after he spoke to you?
Half an hour.
Yeah. By the time you go and have a look, and no, there's no light on.
I'll come back and report that.
The lorry drivers are sleeping in the hotel as well, so they're not in the lorries.
I'll volunteer to have a look, gentlemen. I'd be very grateful for some backup.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Same as before.
Mm-hmm. Well, if 2 go to the truck, then 2 can watch from the room.
Yeah. Can we? The windows are able enough to jump out of the window if we?
Yeah. Can we have the windows open and then?
Yeah. The windows, because it obviously gets quite hot. Yeah, the windows open right up. Okay. So so Lex and Jacob are going to go and have a look in the truck.
Yeah, I'm going to take a couple of tools with me.
Okay. And so the three of us are going to wait in the downstairs rooms with the windows open. Yeah.
All in one room.
Okay.
So we're together.
Yeah, all in one room makes sense, doesn't it? Okay. And what sort of time are you going to do this?
What time was it when I looked and Larkin's light was out?
Yeah, so it's about half an hour after you got. So it's about kind of 9:30ish. So how much longer are you going to leave it before you?
10:30.
Yeah. Are there many people about?
No. So this kind of hotel area, it's like a small suburb to and it's right on the edge of the suburb of Kamana. So it's literally like this is almost like the last building before the wilderness.
Yeah, leave it till 10:30.
Okay. Right, once that allotted time comes around, everything is quiet in the hotel. You haven't really seen anybody for a good kind of 20 minutes. You go outside. Okay, what are you going to do? Just try and get into the truck?
I'm going to be stealthy again, just to...
When you say stay stealthy again, you mean you're going to try and be stealthy this time?
Oh, that's exactly what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I'm going to be stealthy for the first time, possibly.
Okay, make a stealth roll then, please.
This time, I am stealthy.
Okay, you stealthily approach the truck and then silently climb in.
Ooh.
Is that 8?
That is 8. Yes.
You just had to outdo me, Lex, didn't you?
We're going to call you Ghost from now on, I think.
You're about 9'3". How can you be that stealthy?
He's just a giant cat, isn't he?
Yeah, okay, so you both really quietly approach the truck and slide in through the tarp, making little or no sound whatsoever. Okay, you're now standing inside the truck, or you can't really hear anything from here except for the occasional holler of alarm in the distance. You can smell quite strongly the smell of petrol, diesel in here, because you've got these big diesel canisters. Looking around you, it looks pretty much the same as it was last night when you were in here.
I'm going to go over to the trunk.
Okay.
Is it locked? Is it closed? Is it?
So, what you're just looking at it, are you?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to I've got to use my torch. I'm going to have a scope out the outside of it.
Okay. And whereabouts are you, Lex?
I think I should actually I will get in as well, but I will look out. So I'll stay hidden on the inside, but I'll look see if anyone's approaching whilst.
Okay, so you just climbed in and you kind of like turned around and squatted just at the back of the truck, then looking through the
Yeah.
Okay. And have you got a torch as well?
No.
Lex? No. Okay, so you're using the starlight.
Yeah.
So Jacob, you're shining a torch around, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. What else have you got with you?
I've got my gun tucked in the back of my belt, and I've got the tools that I mentioned earlier and the torch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. You can't. So is it locked? It has got a big lock on it. Not a lock, not a padlock, but a lock that's kind of inlaid in the actual chest itself. There's no key.
I'm going to try and open it.
Okay. Right. Okay. You try and open. Well, you do. You grab hold of the lid and you pull it. You open it. Okay. So you open the lid, and as you do so, suddenly the lid is smashed back up at you, and a long white arm comes reaching out and tries to grab at you. Can you make a spot hidden roll first to see whether you saw the movement before? See whether you were surprised.
Ordinary success.
Yep. Ordinary success. Okay, so you weren't surprised. So you kind of expected something like that to happen. Okay. So what's your dexterity? I'm just going to have a look now. Just bear with me a second. You don't need to answer me because I can see it. Okay. Right. So there's somebody in the. You can see the long form. You can see the wide brimmed hat. You can see the kind of emaciated, thin face. You can see the anger-filled, red-rimmed eyes. You can see the kind of the old-fashioned clothes, all of which shout Luis de Mendoza at you as he stares at you with baleful eyes, and he grabs at your neck. Unfortunately, you try to dodge. You're going to try and dodge, you say. So you need to make a dodge roll. Okay, dodge roll, please. And
Yes.
What type of success? What type of success is it?
Ordinary.
Ordinary success. Okay, his attack. He's trying to grab you. Is that 18?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that is a okay. Unfortunately, he beats you. He grabs you in the throat. Yeah. So his one hand comes flying out of the casket, grabs you in the throat. You try to dodge out of the way, and you can't believe the amount of strength in his iron. He's got like an iron grip. He grabs hold of a huge piece of your flesh on the side of your neck, and he pulls you down into the casket, and you're just held there. He's trying to pull you in. So that's that. Wasn't a surprise round. Okay, so you try to dodge. So it's now you. It's you doing what you want to do, Jacob. You are currently held, which means to escape his grasp, you will need to make an opposed strength roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, not bad.
Do you roll 4?
Yeah.
So that's an extreme success for you, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Extreme success. Okay.
Yeah.
And
That's outrageous.
But then no.
Anything you can do.
okay,
Yeah.
so unfortunately,
That's great.
despite your best efforts, putting all of your might into you are unable to free yourself from his iron-like grip. You're still held by him. Okay, so you can still you can still do something, but you get a penalty die because you're held.
I'm going to resort to the gun.
Okay, so you
last resort.
So you grab the gun out of your belt, and then you're going to shoot at him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're point blank range, which means you would normally get a bonus die, but because you've got a penalty die for being held, that they negate each other. So it's just a normal attack roll.
It's a normal success.
Okay, so the bullet finds its mark. Roll your damage, please.
1d8. Yeah. 2.
Okay.
Glancing blow.
What are you using?
32 revolver.
Okay, yeah, the bullet finds its mark, hits him in the kind of left shoulder. You don't see any reaction or any sign of any pain from him. Lex, what are you doing?
I spring across and throw a haymaker.
Okay, so
The person who's definitely not Mendoza.
You bound across the lorry, and you just launch a punch into somebody who looks very much like Mendoza. Okay, so make a hit roll.
I can offer you a normal success.
Okay, well he is fighting back. Okay, you get a bonus die because he's already because there's 2 of you against 1 of him, so you can roll all the 10 dice again. Okay, you don't.
That does not improve things.
No. Okay, he's going to try and dodge because he's already holding somebody. Okay, so he's holding on to Jacob.
You just rolled a sweet 100.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So he's holding on to Jacob, and he tries to dodge out of the way of your attack as you run over and try and plant him. But all he does is basically ends up headbutting your fist. Okay. So what's the damage for your attack?
1d3 plus damage bonus.
Okay, so it's
damage bonus is 1d6.
Okay, so because of that, it's 3. So you've automatically done 3 damage, and then just roll because of his fumbled dodge. Okay.
Right.
And now you just roll the damage bonus on top of that.
Another 3.
Okay, so that's 6 altogether.
A good punch.
Right. Okay. As this was happening, or as Jacob, as you shot him, and then he was punched, you can see his face beginning to morph and his mouth beginning to distend. And you see the huge ring of razor-sharp teeth within his maw. Look like a lamprey. It's been described, a monstrous lamprey. And Jacob, you can feel him pulling you towards him.
Has he relaxed his grip on me at all?
No, he's just no, he's not. He's pulling you down towards him so he can attach his maw onto you.
I'm going to try and get away.
Okay, hold on. He went first. Okay. With the amount of strength that he has, you as much as you struggle, he just literally just pulls you right into him, and you feel the searing pain as he attaches his distended mouth onto your chest. The teeth sink into your chest, and you hear a terrible kind of sucking sound as he begins to drain the fluid from your body.
I'll just try and unload the gun into him.
Okay.
Desperation.
You can once you've done so. You take 8 points of strength damage. Okay.
So what does that mean? I lose 8
You
points of strength.
Yeah, you lose 8 points of strength. Yeah. You lose 5 points of constitution and 3 points of size.
Okay.
He literally is draining you away. But you're now going to unload your gun into him.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay. You can attempt to break free first if you want to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's an opposed strength roll.
That's a definite no.
Okay, you're not going. That's a fail, so you can't break free. But you can shoot him though. So again, it's just a standard roll.
Oh, that's a fail.
Okay, the power, the pain that's coursing through your body, the weakness that's the numbness that's ensued after his terrible attack, means that your hand just goes limp and you shoot into the side of the casket. Okay, Lex, it's all down to you.
I'm going to have to whip my gun out of this turn of events.
Okay, you rip your gun out. You're at point blank range, so you get a bonus die, and you've also doubled up on him, so you get you get 2 bonus die.
Okay, and then learning from Douglas's, if I fire 3 shots at once.
You get a penalty die for each.
Bonus die for each. So
Yeah.
does that mean one bonus die instead
You
of?
get 1 bonus die for each. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. So first shot.
You need to roll a bonus die for that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
First
a miss.
shot is a. No, it's not.
It's a 78 or 108. And that's not a 10. It's an 18.
Oh, it's a 10. It's not a 1. Yeah.
That's an 18.
Yes, you're right.
So
No, it's a 10. So that's
a 10. That's a 1, isn't it?
that's
Yeah.
a naught.
So yeah, of course it is. Yeah, so that's an 8.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Yeah.
So that is a critical success.
Yeah, it threw me because when you roll it on its own, it just comes up
This
as
is
a 10.
straight. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you get critical success. Yeah. Yeah.
Hang on.
So you rolled 7. He rolled.
Not...
Yeah, that's right. He rolled 78.
Yeah.
And then a naught.
Then he rolled a naught, which is basically a 10. The 10 is a naught, isn't it?
Oh, I thought you had to take the worst of the 2 if it was a.
No, it's a bonus die. So
I'll get a bonus die. So the next one is a 5. So I'm not going to bother rolling the bonus die for it.
Just to clarify for Simon's point, because I know he had 2 bonus dice. Okay, Simon.
Mm-hmm.
But then he lost one of the bonus dice because of the fact he's firing 3.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he had a penalty die for each shot. So he's only the net gain is 1. He's got 1 bonus die remaining.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense? Good.
I'm just going to say yes.
Okay.
I'll worry about it later.
Yeah, we'll worry about it later. So you did a critical. Okay, so the damage.
And the second one is the critical. I'll just do all the attacks first.
Okay.
Second one's also critical, so 5.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And then the third one is a hit at 58, and here comes the bonus die. Remains at just a normal hit.
Okay. Bear with me a second. I'm trying to remember the damage for a critical.
Automatic maximum. No, you look it
No,
up.
it's,
Extreme damage.
yeah,
So,
it's. I think it's full damage for the. Yeah, it's full damage for the weapon.
Plus maximum damage bonus plus 1 extra weapon damage roll.
Yeah, that's it. So your maximum damage that you can possibly do with 1 attack. So the maximum damage for the weapon plus the maximum damage bonus, which is what for that weapon? What damage does it do?
D10 plus 2.
So it does 12, and then you roll another D10 as well.
And do I add 2 to that D10?
No.
Okay. So that means I'm on 24.
Okay.
Plus, so 25, 30, 35.
Okay, you literally just unload 3 shots, 2 of which just go directly into between his eyes, and his head pretty much explodes at the range that you're at. Literally, you are kind of thrown where you're covered in gore from his head does explode, and your ears are absolutely ringing from the sound of the shots. Jacob, you kind of fall away with a huge wound in your chest, which is weeping horribly. Like this kind of, you can see all the white fat dripping around around the wound and all over Di Mendoza's destroyed body.
I'm getting out.
Okay, what are the rest of you going to do? You've obviously heard the shots.
Jump out the window and run over to the truck.
Okay, you obviously you get to the truck and you pull back the back of the truck and you see the aftermath of the situation. You can see Jacob reeling with an terrible open wound on his chest, circular wound, almost identical to the one that Rizzo had on her body. Yeah.
Did you say that there was diesel back here?
Yeah.
I'm going to torch the truck.
Diesel won't burn.
Yeah, well,
Well, not
It's
that
hard.
well.
once you get it alight.
Well, I was saying we need to do something about this.
Yeah.
I shot him in the face
Yeah.
last time and he didn't die.
Okay, you hear some of the light. You see some of the lights flick on in the hotel, and you can hear some shouting in Spanish.
I want to get whatever I can find that will go up easily alight.
We don't want to set. Why do you want to set the truck on fire?
Burn the body.
We'll be stuck here then.
We've got another
Pull
truck.
the body out.
Let's just drag the body out and get rid of it. And we'll worry about that later. Let's destroy the body.
Okay, we could just carry it out in the casket, I suppose.
Yeah, take it, put it in the casket, drag it out, and put it back in through the window of our and get everything up.
So what? Sorry, so you drag in we're going to take the body out in the casket.
Yeah, put it back in through the window that we've just jumped. Yeah, in the chest it's in.
Yeah.
Put that through the window that we've just jumped out of. Close everything up and pretend nothing happened.
Put what through the window? Sorry, I'm lost.
Casket.
Put the chest with Di Mendoza's body into the
room. Yeah, into the room that we've just come out of.
Right. Okay.
Through the window.
Stanton, do you have any medical?
Help. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
help.
Stanton's trying to get. Well, they're trying to get the crate out with the body.
Yeah.
I will help Jacob to climb in through the window, and then I will attempt to dress his wounds.
Yeah. Okay.
However, we don't know. I didn't have my medical when we were watching. So if we're in my room, that's great. If not, I'll have to run to my room to get.
Well, let's go to your room, whichever's closer.
Or we go to my room.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's say that one of the rooms on the ground floor was yours anyway. So even if it's the one next door, you can go and grab it, can't you? So
yeah.
We'll
just go in there.
Okay. So you basically everybody's trying to get back into that room as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. You managed to get the casket in through the window. There's some shouting coming from upstairs. You hear some feet running down the stairs. You've just about got the casket in through the window, and all got back into the room when a lot of the hotel starts waking up. You can hear some running downstairs, knocking on doors, and quite a lot of shouting in Spanish. And then people are outside now. Are you closing the window and the curtains behind you or something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have who's got the lowest luck out of everybody?
Well, that's a question for you to tell us.
Looking at these, I've only got 2. One of them didn't. Jacob, can you make a luck roll, please?
That is
nice.
Yeah.
12. Okay.
Yeah.
Well done. That's a tick. Actually, no, that's not skill, is it?
You don't get ticks for luck. No.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you can't have critical successes either.
No, you can't have that. It's not a skill. It's just a.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of crouched in the room, Stanton. Quite a strange scene. You're crouched in the room over a destroyed body of an ancient conquistador. loads of goings on outside. Kind of frantic Spanish shouting and talking, and meanwhile Stanton is frantically trying to do something with the wound that's gaping in Jacob's chest. So, Stanton, can you make a first aid roll, please?
I will try my best.
It's officially good rolling day.
Yeah, isn't it?
That is a half success.
A half success. Hard.
Yeah, a hard success.
That's a hard success. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, you have extreme, hard, and normal.
Okay.
Hard success. Okay, that's good. Let's have a look at that then. Right. Okay. It's not a huge amount that you can do. All you can do is basically clean the wound up, and then to try and prevent infection. You can't do a huge amount to restore the kind of lost body nutrients and fat that this terrible attack has drawn. You can see that Jacob looks visibly shocked. You gain 1 strength, 1 con, and 1 size point from the first aid admissions.
Thank you, Stanton.
Do the best I can, and hopefully over the next few days it'll improve.
Okay. Can Jacob, you're kind of coming out of the shock and you're beginning to realise what happened and what you saw, and the fact. Can I get you to make a sanity roll, please?
Success.
Okay. Yeah. So, even though the sight and the attack and this distended creature was just, you can't even begin to describe how much of a nightmarish scenario it was. But you're strong of mind. But Lex, are you equally as strong? Because you saw it as well.
You had a better view.
Yes. Look at that.
Yes.
Okay. Despite being a non-believer and seeing it with your own eyes, and maybe your brain doesn't really compute what happened, but yeah, you haven't been affected from a sanity perspective. Okay. Yeah. So eventually the commotion dies down outside. Although a few doors were knocked on, nobody came and disturbed you in this room, which was quite lucky. And yeah, it probably takes a good hour for anything, for the whole kind of hotel to return to where it was before the incident. There's no sight nor sound of Larkin during that period. Let us hope. Jesse says, let's just hope that he was whacked up so high that he didn't hear any of it.
Meanwhile, I will continue my ministrations to Jacob, especially looking for any little uncomfortable movements under his skin.
Okay. What the hell are we going to do with that? Says the D. Mendoza, his face has returned to normal, and you, Stanton, you notice that that you kind of glance down as you're doing it. You can't help but you can't help but kind of keep looking at this thing because it's just so disgusting. But you notice that the wounds on its head, well, which is obviously they're huge holes. You think that they're starting to heal themselves?
We burnt it. We need to
right,
burn it.
Well,
Now
we burn
it's
it, or
we have to burn it.
Yeah. Take him out into the desert.
Use
Bring
the
him.
gold.
Put the gold on it. Yeah,
Gold.
Okay, you're going to use the gold.
put the gold on its head and see what happens.
Okay.
Lay it down the entire length of its body.
I will get the gold out of the backpack and put it on.
Okay, you notice that kind of black, tarnished stain that you saw on the gold has disappeared now. Almost like, and you take it out, and you're going to place it on its head.
Well, yeah, we must lay it on the length of it. I forgot how big it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's about 2 foot long. The gold is.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it on the chest and face.
Okay, so it just scorches it horribly. I mean, as soon as it touches the skin, it burns it, and like it's vile. I mean, obviously the smell of burning flesh.
Okay, close the lid on the chest and leave the gold on it, and then we'll open it up again in 10-15 minutes and see whether it's destroyed the body.
Okay, I think we need to have a sanity roll here for Stanton.
That's the whole idea.
Stanton, I'm concentrating on Jacob.
I know, but you can smell and hear the burning flesh. So I don't think you can get away from it. It's in the same room as you.
Yeah, it's the smell.
Mhm.
There's the smoke waiting out of the coffin.
That's the biggest number we've seen this evening.
Okay,
Oh, dear.
you fail your sanity roll.
I'm going to
It's all too much
turn
for
to
you.
the side.
You lose 3. You lose 3 sanity. Lucky it was only 1d3.
I'll
You
reach for the
can't-
bedpan.
you actually you kind of cry out involuntarily and fall back on your heels up against the wall kind of momentarily before you kind of cover your mouth. It's the smell is just disgusting, and the whole thing is just it's just too much for you momentarily. And can I ask Douglas also to make a sanity roll, please?
Doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Seen worse.
Yeah, I smell worse.
Just give it 10 minutes.
Yeah, just makes you hungry.
Okay. Yeah. Jesse doesn't really. He's kind of just turning his head away as well. And Jesus Christ. I know, but he doesn't seem unduly affected by it. Okay. Yeah. So what are you going to do now? You've left the gold in there for a few minutes.
I'm not entirely sure anybody wants to open that again and have a look.
Yes.
See what
What we're going to do now, we're going to leave town.
Take it into the desert and burn it.
No, yeah, we should open it and see.
Yeah, I'm not going to look.
I'm not going to look. I'm going to
Okay.
keep.
How long have you left? How long are you going to leave it in there for before you take it?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah, as I said. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put a handkerchief over my nose.
Who's opening it?
Me.
Okay. You open it, have a look, and just look inside, and you see that the body of D. Mendoza is now just a shriveled black husk.
Well, hopefully he's not coming back from that.
How big a hole are we going to need to dig to get the shriveled husk in the ground?
Well, how about we don't just bury the shriveled husk, we bury this crate, the trunk as well, and we padlock it shut. So if he does
that works for me.
If he does come out,
yeah, as you're looking at it, you can see that the gold bar, whatever it is, it's still acting upon it. So it's still kind of eating away, turning it more and more into dust. You feel that
if we leave it long enough,
it'll just disappear altogether by the looks of it.
Well, let's leave it then. Let's seal it up again and give it a half life. It's not quite done yet.
Yeah, okay. It's still got a soggy bottom.
I like mine a bit more crispy than that.
Right. I'm closing my eyes and putting my hands over my ears.
Okay, right. So, what are you going to do for the rest of the night?
Probably just sit here and stare at this casket. It looks slightly
wondering-
horror.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to sleep. That is.
No.
Remember what that when I sat you all around a table and said it could potentially be. What if it's true? I didn't really think it was.
Nope. No one likes it. No one likes I told you so.
In this instance, I would rather have been wrong.
Yeah, true, Jack. That's true.
It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, this is just way too crazy for me. But
it could be lots of people who look really similar. No,
I think we should just give up on the trying to find rational excuses for what this is.
Well, we don't need to explain it, do we? We just need to know that this is what it is. But what it does say is that Larkin knew, and how's Larkin going to feel about this in the morning?
I don't think he's going to be very happy.
Do you think we'll be able to get the casket back in? Because that might help with getting us a bit further down the road before Larkin turns on us. If he sees that the casket is missing, he might turn on us immediately.
Do we slash the tires of the other truck and steal this?
No, I don't see what that gains us, other than a truck.
I think the only decision we've got to make now is whether we try and pass this off that nothing happened and continue with Larkin, or whether we confront Larkin
Well, we can assume that Larkin is going to hear about gunfire and things last
Of course
night,
he
isn't
is. He's going to put two and two together, and the lorry drivers will probably tell him that something happened. I mean,
We'll just
there's
tell
going
him-
to be some sign of there's going to be mess in there, isn't there?
he?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, brains.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious that something's happened. So I don't think that even if we put the casket back, I can't see that.
So we have to confront Larkin
Either that, or
first
we
thing,
just take the trucks now.
or we take both the trucks now and leave him. But if we leave him, then he knows where we're going, and I don't want him and any
Well-
of De Mendoza's colleagues that he may know.
I like the fact that I don't think they refer to each other as colleagues. To be honest. quite a polite death cult.
Minions.
It's co-vampires.
Members.
We're better to keep our enemy close on this particular case.
Well, okay, so what do? We kidnap Larkin and take him with us?
Tell him the good news that Mendoza snuck aboard his truck. And
we finally got rid of him for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be quite funny.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what his reaction to that is. Whether he keeps up his "I was an innocent victim" story.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's try that, and we can continue with. Let's continue with that.
Yeah, because
I like that, but it's completely. I know that you know that we know that they know that, and we'll just keep going. Because what's he going to? Either he's going to call everything a sham, and then the decision's made out of our hands, or we progress. Unless he has some additional power that we're not aware of, as long as we keep him at distance and we're not on our own with him, then.
Well, he does have additional power that we're.
Well, we're aware of it, but it depends whether he has anything in addition to the ability to hypnotize or whatever it is that he does. If we keep him at a distance and we're not on our own, then hopefully his drive to return to the pyramid will mean he'll continue to work with us.
I just worry that it wasn't his drive to get to the pyramid. It was.
He was being driven by.
Yeah.
Well, let's tell him. When we see him in the morning, let's tell him that horrendous news. De Mendoza came back, and this time we destroyed him for good. We can continue on with our mission without having to look over our shoulders. Isn't that fantastic news, Augustus?
Yeah.
You can work your charm on him, Jacob. Mind you, you're not feeling. I suspect you're not really feeling it at the moment.
I'm not. I'm in too much pain.
Is there any? Can we?
Stanton, is he okay?
Well, I don't think he's going to get any worse. But I can have stemmed the bleeding and the damage. It's a case of now resting up and healing.
Would there be any benefit to taking him if there is a hospital here, or the equivalent of a hospital here, or have you done more than nothing else could be done for him now?
No, I think it's long-term care. In order to, obviously, you need a doctor. Just know how to patch him up, and I could continue looking after him if we decide to. Sorry, Jacob, I was talking about standing here while sitting here in front of you.
Truly, you are a doctor.
Your professional opinion, Stanton, is that he will. Is that the actual wound itself? It will heal of its own accord, but will almost certainly leave a scar because of the nature of the wound. But obviously, the internal damage that it's done is something that will only be like replenished over time, really. So it's just a case of waiting for. There's nothing. You don't think there's anything that can really be done to. It's not like put a plaster on it or anything like that.
So, I'll continue to address them.
Yeah.
And something for the pain. I think perhaps we do need to obtain some strong painkillers. Perhaps even something as strong as Larkin, just for the next day or two.
I don't want that, Stanton. I've seen what that does to people.
Dad, I see. Yes, obviously not mine equipped. Maybe. Well, I have aspirin. That's something.
I'll try that first.
Perhaps if there's a hospital in town, we may be able to pharmacy.
Okay. Well, I guess you're going to wait till tomorrow morning, see what the morning brings now. Then. So are we agreed that we're going to just go along the lines of look what we've done, look how
Yes.
we've protected you.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good
And
plan.
if it doesn't work, we've always got Plan B.
But we've seen Plan B gets a bit messy, unfortunately.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, well that's a good place to stop, I think.
That's a
All
great
sat-
session.
I'll
all sat
reload
around
my plan.
looking at a casket.
Yeah,
You reload your what?
I'll reload my Plan B now.
Your Plan B was mighty effective, I tell you.
Thank you, Lex.
And that brings this episode to a close. More questions than answers, I suspect, but at least one has been dealt with and melted with gold, which is, shall we say, unusual. Join us next time for episode 6, The Quizzing of Augustus Larkin.